What is a lead strategy session? Why you should be having them with your agents, and how it can help you hit $40,000 to $50,000 a month per agent. My name is Trey. I'm the owner of Agent Lead Lab. In the past 3.5 years, we've helped 550 agents issue pay $40,000 per month. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the strategies, tactics, and behaviors of those individuals, and what you as an individual agent can go out and do for yourself. As always, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and let's hop right into the video. Cool. By the way, I always tell people have been asking me like, hey, why do you do all your content like this? It's what I enjoy doing. This is honestly like a podcast rather than, like, I know I use YouTube. I'll probably turn these. Um, but yeah, I just try to get out here to talk about things, to be honest with you. If people like it, they like it. If not, I'm not really trying to get crazy viewership, at least not with this type of content. This is just my ability to come on here and talk about things that I think are important and what I've seen. So today I want to talk about the lead strategy sessions, and I guess I shouldn't say should, but why. Um, let's say why they can help your agents grow, right? And I'm gonna be honest, this is how it works. Okay, so most agents and agencies that hire someone give zero blueprint. All right, you're like, Trey, what does that mean? All right. So when I say blueprint, here's what I'm referring to. Is there a system when I come in that can predict it, that I can plug into, that will allow me to hit the goal that I'm reaching out for? Now, most people, if one person doesn't have the blueprint, then how can the rest? This is what we call leading from the front. All right. Now, most of the times, if you're not leading from the front, you do not have a blueprint. Leading from the front is I go out and do these action steps, behaviors, and they bear me XYZ fruit, or they allow me to make XYZ income. So an agent can easily say, I want to plug into that. If I can plug into that, I know that I will be able to grow. By a literal just me being a part of the process, I know that I can grow. So it's like, okay, cool. I just need to do these things and then I will get the same result as this person, or at least close to it, right? So if you're leading the front and you're writing 50 to 60K per month, and you can break down like a third grader or fifth grader exactly how you do that, you can teach others. Now you're probably like, where does this have to do with lead strategy? I'm gonna get that in a second. When you are writing 40, 50, 60, 70, 100, some people are writing 70K a month, which is crazy as an agent. Plus, you need to be able to explain to your team how you are able to do that. Not only explain, but in a very direct way. Now, a tip, like a pro tip, okay, would be use GBT to write or say out your whole schedule and ask it to make into a master template how you want to train your team to duplicate the process. Okay. If you're trying to train your team on how to duplicate the process, you need to write down what you do. Because it's like a lot of people just be like, yeah, buy leads, do this. It's like, bro, you need to make it like a literal somebody who has no idea. Hey, I practiced my script. This is what I did when I started. Here's what I do now. You need to make the gap between both of them, because the reason is you need to be explained to a new agent that comes in who sees you and they're like, oh my goodness, I want to be like you. And they think that because they want to be like you, they want to buy the same lead you buy. They want to say the same script you say. They want to do, but they can't do that. They need to do the baseline, the flatline behaviors, the small micro things that are going to allow you to get to that point, right? But you have to break down what that looks like. Now, how does this tie into the lead strategy, right? So how does this tie into lead strategy? Here's how, all right? Because these behaviors include leads and expectations. Now, if you listen to anybody who's really crushing it in the life insurance space, like as a solo agent, even as agency owners, you have to listen to what they did, not just what they're saying, what they actually did. When they say that they dialed for 12 hours, people think that that's a joke. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to dial from like 9 to 11, take a break, come back at like 3 and do it for 3 to 6. It's like, bro, are you serious? They said they dialed from 8 to 12. They took a break from 12 to 1. Then they dialed from 1 to 6. They took a break from 6 to 7 or 7:30. And then they dialed from 7:30 to 9 or 9:30, other time zones. Like, well, I'll kind of do some of that and I'm expecting to get the same result. Are you serious? Absolutely not. Not going to happen. Hate to break it to you. Will not happen. Will not have success. Will not be consistent. You just can't. There's no way to do that. You have to follow the blueprint. You have to. If you want to write 40, 50K, there is a blueprint. There's how many leads you need to buy. I hear people talking about I spend $1, $2, $3,000 a week. It's like, bro, you're spending $2, $3,000 a week. I'm spending $500. Why do I think that I should even be anywhere near the range that you're making? How? Please explain to me. Please make it make sense to me. How I should be making anywhere near that. Just help it make sense. Oh, no, no. Okay. So you need to start with lead strategy. So a new agent comes on. Now, this is how I learned in the life insurance space when I was an agent. This is what they taught me. My first day as an agent, I'll talk about things I've done or experienced. My very first day as an agent, or pseudo day before my first day. So it was Sunday before the first day. I'll never forget it. I get on a call. It's like 120 people. We're all on the call. I get on. They're on there talking. Here go our numbers. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, these people are baking what? I'm like, all right. The moment I get on there, next thing you know, all right, cool. Everybody, this is where you go to buy leads, blah, blah, blah. Go buy this many, break off into groups. Upline calls me, gets on a call. Quick Zoom calls, like 3 of us. He's like, look, here go the different categories, right, of leads in the different areas. Where you live, here. Okay, I need you to pull out your credit card. You need to spend $700 to $1,000 right now on leads. What? Yeah, we need to spend $700 to $1,000. We're gonna buy this twice a week, and we're gonna flip that until you get really good. I'm like, bro, what? They're like, okay, this is how it's gonna work. What's your schedule? I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I train. They were like, okay, so this is exactly what they look. Okay, so you need to train from 4 to 6:37. Get off training. Be ready at dials at 7. Start dialing. Oh, I'm sorry. Be ready for dials at 8. Start dialing from 8 to 12. Take a break from 12 to 1. Dial from 1 to 8. I'm like, damn. They're like, okay, buy this many leads, do this, do that, and you'll get this outcome. Simple. There's no like, it's just like when you're talking to clients, you got to lead, guide, direct. Simple. Lead, guide, direct. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is how many leads we're going to buy. This is how we're going to do it. Let's run it. And I was like, okay, well, if you're doing, 10K a week, I probably should follow exactly what you're doing. Right. And here's the thing. I didn't even do that at first. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I can do it my way. I'll start at like 8:30. That was my own job. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't have to do it. And then guess what I noticed? There were people that were coming in me. First month, I did like 12K. Right. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm the man. And I watched other people that first month doing 25K. I'm like, what? Then I watched a dude come in and smack 50K his first month. I said, oh, you got to be out of your mind. And he was running old leads. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a dog like that. I'm not really doing things like that. I can't try to big up my chest, right? I took internal responsibility, but it started with the lead strategy. All those people that were doing that, all they were doing was doing exactly what the lead strategy was. They said, how much money do you want to make? Let's reverse engineer. You need to buy this many leads. You make this many dollars. You book this many appointments. You'll make this much money. Way before I did the KPI tracker and all this stuff, because I just started doing that within the past 6 or 7 months. I didn't track any numbers for years. I'm running businesses, or I'm running a business. I apologize, but I was in the life insurance space. I'm just selling. I knew that law of averages, right? I understood that. I need more leads, more appointments, etc. And I was willing to spend money, but I have the numbers. Now I have the numbers, completely different ballgame. But at the same time, it's super important for us to recognize, like, okay, so let's analyze this. Right now, you're currently spending this much. Now, these lead strategy sessions are best when you're starting new. Because if you start them new on the lead strategy session, it sets a clear expectation for going forward. If the first day you're told to spend $1,000 until you spend two, it's not awkward. If the first day you spend $200 and then I tell you to spend 2,000, you're like, oh my goodness, that's a crazy jump. I gotta from the beginning set the expectation. It's like, yo, if I started playing ball and I played with like, the not so good kids, and then you put me up to lead level, I'm gonna be like, yo, it's a shocker. But if I go straight to elite and get my teeth kicked in, it's the standard. Right? Like buying leads, $1,000, $2,000 a week is a standard when you're writing 40, 50, 60K. When you're writing 10K, it's like, oh my goodness, it's a lot of money. No, it's not. It's not a lot of money. You're running a business. What business spends like, dude, you got to spend money to make money. It's simple. It's just how it works. Very input in, input out. But most of the times we don't understand that. If you don't set up a proper lead strategy session, then how can you estimate that, like, okay, I know that I can help my agent grow from here to here. You don't, because you don't have any numbers to actually back that. And you also don't have a process to give an agent to help them grow. You have to be able to lay it out. Hey, buy this many leads at this time, this many times a week, regardless of what's going on, and then you're gonna make ROI. Point blank, period. Run it just like that. That's how you grow. That's how you find success. That's how you keep things consistent. If you don't do that, then it's like, okay, well, I mean, I don't really know what to tell you. And these lead strategy sessions are everything. Now, you can do them if you're in the middle of your career. The only problem with doing a lead strategy session in the middle of your career is that once you do that strategy session, you are not, if they already have their preconceived notions about how things are supposed to work, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to break those. So my suggestion is lock in, figure out, what are you doing? Like, you have to leave in the front. And if you don't know your own lead strategy session, you need to lock in. I have a ton of free videos that you can go watch on exactly how to make 40, 50K, everything in there, strategies, the whole 9 yards. Go back and watch them. I break down everything from lead type, demographic, how to choose it, age leads versus fresh leads, like everything. But you need to understand that a lead strategy session is vital, vital, vital. It's going to help you establish a proper baseline so that way you can continue to grow. And then once you can hit the point that you're at and you want to bring agents in, you want to lead from the front, show them what you do, right? Explain to them how you do it, and then give them a lead strategy session. Like, hey, this is how you buy your leads. And then once you buy your leads, here's exactly what you do. And here's the blueprint. Take it, run with it. If you don't run with it, then it's on you. Because at the end of the day, yes, you are hiring somebody, but this is a 1099. They are independent. They are going to do what they need to do. You're going to give them the blueprint. It's like mentorship. The more I think about life insurance, like, I always talk about this, and I didn't even get to that video. I could have done on building how I would build my agency as a lead vendor. I feel like once I hit 1 million a month, I want to re-record that because I think I'll have so much more context on everything I've known, and it may be worth doing, like, I don't know, a webinar, or I don't know. There's a lot of different ways I think I could cut it, but it would be I would want to share, I talked about referrals, working business, what leads I would work in that video. And I think it was like 4 days ago. You can go watch it. But one of the things that I think is super important is I would not give somebody something until I knew how to do it and I could show them me doing it. Rather than me tell, because as you get further away, you start telling people stuff rather than doing it so they can visually see it. I would have content on content, YouTube content, live calls. Like, I would do everything. I don't see why people don't post their live calls, but why don't you just, like, record your sales calls, take out the person's name and post that. Post that in your group, post that in your community. Yeah, they can see it on Zoom, but just give it to the world for free. You'd get way more clients and agents. You get way more agents, I mean, because agents would be able to see you, and if they wanted to come work with you, they would just come work with you. And what I was going to get to is really the way my new frame of life insurance is like, dude, it's just mentorship. Like, think about this. When you have a mentee, or I'm gonna talk about paid mentorship, not unpaid, like real high level mentorship, and you pay for somebody's time, right? The difference is, instead of you handing somebody a check and saying, "Hey, here's $30,000," you pay with the overrides, right? That's how I look at it. Your override is what you're paying. So if you're at 80% and they're at 145, that 60% spread is the override. So if you make whatever, I don't know the math on, let's just do some simple math. So $1,000. So I make 24K from you writing that. That's what you pay me, right? And if you do that for 3 months, that's 75,000. That's my paid mentorship, 75K. That's how I would frame it, right? And then you earn as time goes on, which makes sense. When you pay your mentorship, you don't, like, have to renew. It's like, okay, cool. Well, if you're only making, like, now 10% spread, it's 4 grand. And it's like, okay, I get paid 4 grand a month to be your mentor. Like, you called me, you need me. And then if you don't get paid anything, it's like, cool. Like, I'm not on call. You don't need me. But if you need me, you have to be at that level, because that's what makes sense. If you don't need me, then cool, don't pay me anything. That's how I look at overrides and stuff now, because the reality is, it is like, I've kind of thought about, like, man, you build it and you can't really exit. And it's like, well, you can sell your book and still build an agency or still be involved. The difference is that you have a lot more leverage. So if you want to go acquire people, you get bigger mentorships. So if I say, hey, every leg is a new mentorship. So if I know every leg I can bring in 100 grand, it's like, cool. If every month I bring in a new leg, I'm making $100,000. That's my mentorship. I make $1 million a year. But that's if I start multiplying all my legs, that's when it starts getting fun. View it down. I'm like, that kind of makes me think about getting back into it because in my mind, it's like, all right, going into this, here's how I would look at it. I would not structure it in a way where I would structure it more like I'm mentoring people and that's my override. And then you earn the right for me not to basically mentor you anymore. And I don't need to make anything off of you because it's just like if you have a mentorship, people don't pay you forever. Like people get mentored by you and then they leave. They might drop 200,000, 50,000, 100,000, 30,000, and they dip. They do that for a year. But like you have to keep getting people. And it's like if you're running another business, it makes sense. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm still running Lead Lab, then I have the agency. I'm paying people. People are paying me, right? And I still have my Lead Lab. So you can buy leads from Lead Lab, but then that's like its own thing. And then this is its own thing where like we're focusing on doing insurance. It's kind of like, okay, well, these are kind of like two entities because they are. And one is like a mentorship. But instead of me going out and doing like, oh, let me teach you how to do lead gen, I'd rather build an agency because number one, I can make more. Number two, I enjoy it more. Number three, I know I have value there and I have actual skill that I can provide there. It would make more sense to do that. And then it's like, okay, cool. These things just build and I just continue to work. I have no desire to retire or do anything like that anytime soon because I enjoy working. So it's like, I've kind of framed my mind around that and I don't want a quick tangent. The reason I'm bringing that up though is because when you structure your strategy sessions properly, you lay a foundation and then you bring in people into that foundation so you can always lead. So you build up bets and then now your mentees are just like your social proof. You're kind of taking the traditional coaching business and you're moving it to life insurance. And that's kind of what I see is from my perspective, what is attractive about it is once you can frame your opportunity in that way to bring more people in, right? So if you're an agent or agency owner, lead strategy sessions and this whole template is a good process to start preparing yourself for when you do build a team, right? Because you could just sell whatever, but if you don't have a process you can give to somebody, it's gonna be really hard to duplicate yourself. But if I can say, look, you gotta do this, buy these leads and do this, you'll be good. Now it's just a matter of I just need more people. Like if I can just pay to get more people or get more people organically, then I'll grow, right? And then that's how it compounds over time, and then you're able to take that lead. So as always, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're an individual agent, you're looking to buy or try our leads, go to leadlabcrm.com. You will be able to check us out. If you are an agency owner and you may want to partner up with us, you can go to agentleadlab.com. I will let you know if you go to that website and you book, we are not just taking on clients to just go straight into being and I'm probably gonna change this around as time goes on, but like agency clients. It's a step-by-step process. You pay for leads, you then get discount, and then we move you into self-gen, right? Or agency self-gen, whatever people want to call it. Run ads, hire, doesn't matter. Right. But it's a three-step process. You have to qualify to get there. We're not just bringing people up and being like, yeah, bro, you just run ads at cost. And like, no, we're not doing that. Tried it. I don't like it. I like relationships. I like to get to know you and your team. We're able to go through it and you're able to understand how the leads work. So when you get to the point where you're doing the self-gen, you have a completely different perspective. So as always, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all next time. And yeah, if you all need anything else, have any other videos you want me to drop, please drop it in the link below. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.